The other thing that's different this year, preseason just 3 games. Kevin Stefanski talked about how different that might be for the Browns.
We'll have a plan, but I want to stay open-minded as we get through training camp and see where we are. And, I don't want to be so dogmatic and say the players are playing X number of plays in week 1, week 2, week 3. I do think without that 4th week, really you kind of stay on the normal schedule, if you will. The 3rd preseason game will be how you treated the 3rd preseason game in years past. But I want to make sure that we take in all the information prior to making decisions on how much guys are playing.
And keep in mind, there's also that gap between the final preseason game and game number 1 of week 1, and it's 2 weeks now, not just 1 week.
It is, and that's a different dynamic. And I appreciate the fact that he's not, so close-minded as that, we have to play our starters in that last game. If you know that, that a player, let's say Odell Beckham comes out and plays a couple of series in that game, and he looks fine. You don't need to keep playing him. You've got other guys that are competing for jobs behind him that you can probably evaluate a little bit more. Get guys like Anthony Schwartz some more reps. And maybe it could be a veteran rest for a guy like J.C. Treader at center, where you want to see Nick Harris maybe go the full time and get some starters and see what you've got there. All that was lost last year with the lost preseason. So it is 3 games. I don't think anybody's honestly going to miss that 4th preseason game. I know from a media standpoint, it was a dreadful thing to cover. The only saving grace from it was that you got to see the undrafted rookies play a lot, and the guys who were trying to make the roster at the bottom of the roster. And for those of us who follow the NFL draft closely, it was great to see those guys. It was probably the only chance to get some of those at times. But beyond that, it just wasn't compelling football a lot of the time. There was the coaches didn't take it seriously enough either. So I appreciate the fact that Stefanski seems to have the mindset, yes, we're gonna treat these as legitimate games and see what we can do about it, and not necessarily throw away the preseason as certain regimes in the past have done in Cleveland.